Nintendo Switch Sports received a lot of criticism, a lot of backlash, and a lot of just negative responses when it was released in 2022 across the internet, across many fans' opinions, and across many game publications as well. Seemed to be unwarranted. A lot of the reasons and criticisms, Mii's weren't like a focus or a main priority. They had these character avatars that you could create. Lack of games, quote unquote, a lack of games. It looks like it came with about 8 games. Either there were games that people weren't necessarily excited for, or games that people were missing that they wanted in there, or maybe not enough games. But whatever it was, some of that was the games, and some of that criticism was based off lack of personality, I guess, that Nintendo Switch Sports didn't have, that Wii Sports did. There were a mixture of some classic sports as well as some new sports. Some of the classic sports were tennis, you had bowling, golf, which was added later on, and then you had some new sports as well, like volleyball, which ended up being really awesome, soccer, which was a little more complicated but also awesome. The game includes local sports, which you can play with people locally at your home. You had the global or online sports, which you can play with people across the internet, which works fairly well. There really hasn't been too many issues as far as I've noticed. I really haven't run into any communication issues with it. It's been solid across the board as far as the internet connection goes. I mean, objectively, this is the best way to play Wii Sports. If you liked Wii Sports, this is the best way to play it. I mean, the motion controls have never been so good. I mean, motion controls were very good back in the day for the Wii. I know people like to laugh at it nowadays like it wasn't good, but generally those were the people that didn't really play Wii, and they just assumed that the motion controls wasn't really on point, didn't work well. But anyone that had a Wii and anyone that played a Wii frequently knows that the motion controls were actually very good. And I actually feel like nowadays the Nintendo Wii is getting crapped on for reasons that really don't make any sense. I think it's just fun to make fun of because it's older, and it kind of seems nowadays childish, but really it was a revolutionary idea and it works so well, and man did it hit. And when the games hit, the games hit, and they're even better here, and this is the best that it's been for the motion controls. So you've got your nostalgia here, and you've got new games. I mean, these new games are awesome. They're so good. Volleyball's impressive moment-to-moment gameplay is a fresh and new addition to the sports series that is one of my favorites, honestly, of all time. I mean, it's a lot of skill, or at least some skill. I mean, they all really do. All the games do. And bringing in soccer is just a lot of fun as well. It's pretty hectic, very inventive, and creative new addition to the series. And I feel like the personality of this game is kind of advancement of what Wii Sports was. I don't feel like it's supposed to be just a straight up same nostalgic play. I think what they're going for is building on that nostalgia, but also making it more of an expanded personality. And I know some people don't necessarily like the sports characters, kind of compare them to the Xbox 360 characters, but I actually don't think they look that much like them. I actually think they have a very Mii vibe, but not just Mii, like it's advanced Mii. And I quite enjoy the sports characters more. I do think they're a little more advanced, and I think they're better modern day versions for the Switch. Despite negative internet chatter, this game was a huge success. It sold 13.1 million copies. It's actually one of the best selling titles on the Switch, so it was very, very successful. So even despite a lot of that negative chatter online, this game was a huge success, and it still has a huge player base. So very, very large install base with this title. Again, I think a lot of that negative discourse around this game was a lot of nostalgia that people have for it, and I do think I want to try to speak on internet hype, positive or negative, going forward. So I'm hoping to reach 50 subscribers by the end of the year, and I would truly appreciate it if you help me get there by subscribing and liking that video if you did like this video, and stick around for more of the content, watching the video. Let me know your opinions down below. Is this better than Wii Sports or any of the sequels, or did this not hit the mark for you? I appreciate y'all's support, and I'll see ya on the next one. Later.